Good morning, America. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of February. We are almost done with the Proverbs. You only have 31 Proverbs, but we're going to do 23 today. Words of the wise, more words of the wise. Words of the wise are very, very valuable to know and to believe. Okay, this particular psalm has also 35 verses, and it's predominantly pink for witnessing. We do have 2 verses of love, verse 15 and 16. We have 3 verses of red for discipleship, verse 17, 18, and 19. We have several verses of yellow for family, more than 3, so there are several of them, but the rest of the verse is chapter is all pink for witnessing. Okay, and it just simply says words of the wise. All right, let's begin. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, it could be a ruler, a dignitary, the president, any ruler, king, queen, consider diligently what is before thee. Okay? Consider where you are. Mind your manners. Okay? And put a knife to thy throat. If thou be a man given to appetite, do not be greedy. Do not eat like a gullet. Okay? Mind your manners. You ought to mind your manners all the time anyhow. But when you sit with a ruler, you ought to really mind them then. All right? So put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. All right? 3. From verse 1 to verse 12 is all pink for witnessing. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Don't desire the ruler's dainties or what he has or his position. Okay? Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. 4. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Yes. Do not work hard to obtain riches. All right? Always be happy where you are. And if you are content with where God has you, he will move you up quicker. But if you are where you are and you are ungrateful for it, you will struggle longer. Let me repeat that. Be content with what you have and where you are in life, and God will increase you quicker. But if you are complaining and ungrateful, you will remain in struggle longer. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Yes. What is right in your own eyes isn't necessarily right in the sight of God. That's your own wisdom. Always use the wisdom of God. It is always greater than our own. All right. 5. Wilt thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? But riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. Yes, they do. Rich people tend to take lots of things for granted. And death becomes all of us, whether you are rich or poor. Heaven is not necessarily their destination. Okay? 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye. Yes. Neither desire thou his dainty meats. If you know someone who does much evil, don't sit down and dine with the evil. Pre-evidence they may teach you their evil ways. Dine with the wise, both old and young. Wisdom is not just for the elders, it's for the young as well. And when they open their mouth, you will know that that is wisdom. Okay? Some people get it earlier, some people don't get it at all. All right? Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye. Don't eat his dainty, don't take his advice or her advice, because it will do you no good. All right? Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. 7. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, said he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. Some people tell you, oh, go ahead and help yourself. But in their heart, they're saying, I don't want him to eat my meat. I don't want her to eat my dainties. I sure hope she don't eat too much. That's a difference in speech and a difference in heart. I hope you understood that. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. All right? 8. The morsel which thou hast eaten shall thy vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Yep. The morsel which thou hast eaten shall thy vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. 9. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Always, America. Nobody wants to hear that which is right and true. Nobody today. Even most of all today. Today's generation reminds you of those people that Moses had to deal with. Imagine that. I don't know how many times God came to him and said, let me give you a whole new crew. It's never worth defending the evil. Never. Had it been me, I would have gave it to the Lord the first time he asked me. So it's not always good to defend the evil. It will cost you much, and it cost Moses much. It cost him a trip to the promised land. He could only look from afar. 10. Remove not the old landmarks and enter not in the fields of the fatherless. Absolutely. The old landmarks that our forefathers put down are not to be removed. At all. It don't make no difference how offensive it is to thee. It is a piece of history. You are not to remove landmarks. You are not to rob a grave and remove any of its contents. It will bring much evil against the world. This is what we're looking at today. 10. For their Redeemer is mighty, that's God himself. He shall plead their case with thee. Absolutely. Our God is a mighty God indeed, and there's nothing he cannot do on your behalf or mine. With God on your side, God in your plans, you can do all things. Anything is possible with his aid. On your own strength, you can do nothing. 12. Apply thy heart unto instructions and thy ears to the word of knowledge. Apply thy heart unto instructions, which is counseling, and thy ears to the word of knowledge. 13 and 14 is the first yellow verses for family. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. If you use the rod on your child, they will not die from it. They will learn. If you spare the rod, it will bring you shame soon enough. Did you hear me? If you spare the rod from your child, it will bring you shame soon enough. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell. It is better that you correct him while he is small, because when he becomes higher than thou, it is too late. It is better you correct the children when they are small, because when they become taller than you, it may be too late. This is a split verse, by the way, America. Thou shalt beat him with a rod, that's yellow for family, and shall deliver his soul from hell, that's blue for salvation. So you don't love your child if you don't correct them with that rod. You give them all they want and all that you think they should have, and you don't give them enough discipline, you are doing that child a serious misjustice. Serious. That you yourself will pay for soon enough. 15 and 16 is the only green verses in this chapter. And it says, my son, if thy heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. My son, if thy heart be wise, if they take instructions, they take correction, that is a wise child. If you have to tell them something just one time and they turn their attitude around, that is a wise child. And that makes your heart rejoice. But if you got some hard heads on your hands, God help you. 16, yea, my reign shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. Absolutely. Absolutely. When a child says something that is wise, it makes every elder rejoice. Every elder that they come upon. Every elder will rejoice. 17, 18, and 19 is the three verses that were read for discipleship. Let not thy heart envy sinners. Never. Never. But be thou in fear of the Lord all the day long. All of your days, you should always be fearful of God, because that keeps you in line. Being fearful of God means that you are afraid of His discipline. So this will cause you not to say smart things to your elders, not to disrespect your parents, not to offend your brother. All of that all of those things, all those evil things you will not do, because you what? Fear God. You should be able to say, I have never said anything out of the way to anyone that was old enough to be my parent. It don't have to be your parent. It could be anyone who's old enough to be your mother and father. You do not offend. Even if they're cussing you out, you still don't raise your voice. Why? Because of who they are. 1, because you fear God. 2, because of who they are to thee. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation should not be cut off. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. If you mind your manners, and if you fear God all the days of your life, your expectation will not be cut off. God will bless thee abundantly. Abundantly. For being what? Obedient to His word. 19, hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thy heart in the way. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thy heart in the way. 20 and 21, back to pink. Be not among wine bibbers, among rich eaters of flesh. Some people eat enough and are content. Some people go beyond enough till they are full and aching. That's greed. All right. For the drunken and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Absolutely. If you drink a lot, you can't accomplish anything. You're drunk. In the morning, instead of reaching for the toothbrush, you reach for a beer. Reach for a wine. Before you grab that toothbrush. At night, you do this all day long. You're drinking all day long. You're a school teacher. You got little small bottles with you. You're drunk in the classroom. You're drunk before you get in the classroom. Poverty is your reward. 22 is back to yellow for family. Hearken unto thy father that begot thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. I was telling a sister the other day, it is a blessing and an honor to take care of your parents when they are old. The Lord blesses you abundantly for that. You ought to always call your parents. If your mother and father speak to you, you ought to always call them and just say, I love you. How are you? Can I do something for you? That brings you blessings from God. But if you ignore your parents and act like they are no longer significant unto thee, you will struggle all the days of your life. Hearken unto thy father that begot thee. Pay attention to your father whenever he speaks to thee. And despise not thy mother when she is old. 23, paying for witnesses, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. All of these are extremely valuable, priceless. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is priceless. You can't put a price on it because it's priceless. 24 all the way to 35 is yellow. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begets a wise child shall have joy of him. Absolutely. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bears thee shall rejoice. Absolutely. My son, give me thy heart, and let thy eyes observe my ways. Absolutely. It is wise to pay attention to your parents. Watch how they do things. Watch how they accomplish things. You can learn from that. But if you think you're wiser than them, then you are a fool. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that beareth thee shall rejoice. 26, my son, give me thy heart, and let thy eyes observe my ways. If your parent is a humble soul, you ought to observe their ways. Because a meek and humble soul the Lord loveth. He don't loveth a loud mouth, a disrespectful soul. He don't loveth that. What is there to love? 27. These are for you husbands. Pay attention. For a whore is a deep pit, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. Either one is not desirable. A pit is a hole in the ground. Some are deep enough for you not to be able to get out of. All right, so that's what a whore is. A deep pit. And a strange woman, somebody you just met, you lay down with, is a narrow pit. Either one is not desirable. A wife is. Much to be desired. If you got one, shout hallelujah. Because that's great favor from the Lord. 28, she also lieth in wait as for a prey. Absolutely. And increaseth the transgressions among men. Absolutely. She's not helping you out. She's destroying what you have. You got to be wise enough to know this. 29 is pink for witnesses. Who has woes? Who has sorrow? Who has contention? Who has babbling? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? That's what a whore and a strange woman, that's what they have. That's what they have to offer thee. No favor from God. A wife has favor. 39. They are tarried long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed drinks. Oh yeah, a strange woman and a whore will wait on you to pass by them so they can beckon you. 31. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself all right. 32. At the least it biteth like a serpent, and stings like an adder. 33. Thy eyes shall behold strange woman, and thy heart shall utter perverse things. This is what you get for laying with a strange woman. In addition to that, you get a very angry wife. Okay? 34. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lies down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lies upon the top of a mast. 35, the last verse. They have stricken me, thou shalt say, and I was not sick. They have bitten me, and I felt it not. And when shall I awaken? I will seek it yet again. Okay, those are all 35 verses of Proverbs 23, all words of the wise. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Brenda Guerrero. And as always, may the peace of God be upon thee. May the protection of God surround thee, and may the will of God for your life come from thee. Until the next time, enjoy your day.